I just looked at Trevor and just started bursting out. Like, I just started bursting out crying. And I didn't know why. I was like, I'm so happy and so filled with love right now, but feel so empty at the same time. Hey guys.
What's up, guys?
This video is going to be about life after pregnancy, postpartum, and the first month of motherhood or parenthood.
I'm a part of it too.
Yes, parenthood, babyhood, all the hoods. Life after pregnancy. A lot of people call it the fourth trimester because obviously you have 3 trimesters with pregnancy. After pregnancy is the 4th trimester. I will say it is definitely the hardest by far out of all of the trimesters. I wasn't really prepared for postpartum, but I will say that you can't really understand it until you go through it. But the biggest piece of advice that I could say is that take every day as it is. Don't try to overwhelm yourself and think about X, Y, and Z. Your laundry can wait, your dishes can wait. You know, really just focus on yourself, take your shower, you know, leave the baby with husband so you can spend an hour in the shower if you need to. You know, little things like that. And me, I like being around friends and family, so being around my friends and family definitely helped with my mental health. It's not gonna last forever. This stage isn't gonna last forever, but it does fly by, so cherish every moment. You're not in it alone, you know, people do it every single day. But yeah, just make sure that you've got a good support system. That makes a huge difference.
I'll say we've been blessed, absolutely blessed. Since we've been home, we've been just overwhelmed with love and support from our friends and family. And the first pretty much month, we had a meal train going on. So we didn't have to worry about food literally at all that first month, lunch or dinner.
Yeah.
I would still make breakfast just to do something, but in reality, we had all of our food covered. We just went to the grocery store with him for the first time like 3 days ago. It was a huge sense of relief that I felt knowing that, you know, we had everything we needed for that first month, that we didn't have to worry about that. We could focus on us, we could focus on getting to know our baby and focus on building more routine. We're big routine people and schedules, and that first couple nights, or those first couple nights were really tough because you're discovering that and you're working through him and his needs. So what worked for us, and it may not work for everybody, but worked for us is having shifts like Megan kind of alluded to. So I typically run the night shifts for about 6 hours, and then she comes and relieves me, and that way we can both get 6 hours uninterrupted sleep. And it just really helps with our mental. It helps to be able to give him our all when we are up and at it. And I don't know how people. Oh yeah, and
we both bond with him one-on-one.
Exactly. You both have time to. We both have time to really bond with him and get to know him and be able to work through everything he throws our way. So it's. But I say all that to say, you know, truly blessed for everybody that reached out and helped and has been just, you know, flooding us with support. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. We could not have done we couldn't have done this without our support system.
The biggest thing for me that was hard was accepting the help. You know, we had a lot of people that were like, hey, let me come over, let me do the dishes, blah, 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 blah. Accept the help. If you have somebody offering to come watch the baby while you take a shower, accept the help. If you have somebody you know, offering to come over to watch the baby so you can take a nap, accept the help. People are off, they wouldn't offer if they didn't want to do it.
True,
you know?
true.
But yeah, we had my mom stay with us for a couple of nights the first week he was born, and just getting to sleep, honestly, in the same bed together was nice, and getting to sleep us two and not, you know, the uninterrupted sleep was nice. Like it was priceless. It was priceless.
Mama too, I love you.
Yes. Accept the help. That was the biggest thing that was hard for me. I would say like the first week to week and a half, like I just felt so guilty. Even with Trevor, like I would feel so guilty going to sleep. I would just feel so bad. And I trust him and I trust my mom and I know they're doing great with him, but you know, I just would feel so bad. But I've gotten over that.
It's a strange feeling. I don't feel it anymore, and I didn't feel it like she did. But yeah, it's like it is like a feeling of guilt, of like It's almost like worry. It's like, you know, I should be there with him. Even if it's like she said, if I'm taking a nap and she's in here with him, or if I have to leave the house to grab something or whatever it may be, you feel that. And it's like an actual feeling you have in your stomach and in your chest. And it's, wow, he finished that quick. A boy likes to eat. Thankfully at this point, like I said, our routine is established. We've got every day kind of figured out. We, you know, see each other every day, and we're with each other every day. So
every second.
every single second. So life is beautiful. I couldn't have asked for anything else. So
it is the hardest but most rewarding thing you will ever do in your life. Next topic, we'll kind of talk about postpartum, really like my postpartum. My postpartum journey was extremely hard. Obviously, I'm still going through it, but the first week, I would say, was just, it was so intense emotionally. You making this bird claw slide off, boy. Emotionally, physically, you know, just everything. It was exhausting. You just brought a human being into the world. You know, you're physically in pain, but you love the baby so much. You're exhausted because you just delivered a baby. You're exhausted because you're not getting sleep because of the baby. Moms, if you're breastfeeding, you know, you're having to constantly feed the baby. On top of, you know, worrying, am I doing this right? Is the baby being fed? Is the baby hungry? Is the baby cold? Is the baby hurt? You know, just all these things go through your heads, and people, you know, talk to you about it all the time, but I will say it was so much more intense for me than I thought it was. And I'm a big mental health person and a big, you know, advocate for expressing your feelings and talking about the way that you feel. So like day 3, I think the day we got back from the hospital, that was the hardest day. That was by far the hardest day. I remember it's really around nighttime. It doesn't happen anymore, thankfully. But when it was happening around nighttime. And I just looked at Trevor and just started bursting out. Like, I just started bursting out crying. And I didn't know why. I was like, I'm so happy and so filled with love right now, but feel so empty at the same time. And I think it's, you know, to do with not being pregnant anymore. You know, I tell Trevor all the time I miss my pregnancy because, you know, you feel him moving, you feel the baby moving all the time. Obviously, you know, you can't beat them being here, but it's just a different feeling. So I think just not being pregnant anymore, the hormones, you know, worrying about taking care of a child, not sleeping, all those things just kind of bottled up, and I just was not doing well at all. And I was just crying. I couldn't figure out why I was crying. So I ended up, I guess
Sorry,
you don't
I was
want
watching him slowly push his pacifier out.
I guess, so I ended up calling my doctor and told her, like, you know, I do not feel good. I just don't feel good. And so she ended up prescribing me some medication. But yeah, this is what has worked for me so far. Don't, you know, take my advice. Consult with the doctor first before doing anything. But she prescribed me Zoloft. So I've been taking that daily, and it has helped tremendously. I feel, oh, he's smiling. I feel, he's smiling.
You must be passing gas.
You know, I just feel happier and like awake and lively, and you know, I just feel better. It was a good little boost. I definitely needed it. I'm definitely doing much better now, and I felt mentally much better after week 2. Physically, I felt better probably after week 1, to where I could like actually walk around and not, you know, hurt, and sit down without hurting. The stitches was what really was like the hardest, and getting around and having to sit down and use the bathroom. It's a whole process.
No, look at that smile.
Look at that smile.
I hope y'all can see these smiles. He's just throwing a bunch of smiles our way.
That's what makes it. This is why there's so many people in the world, and why people keep having babies.
Yep.
Because it is extremely hard, and I will emphasize that. But the reward is so much greater.
One thing you always hear about, people always say, there's plenty of them really, but the one thing I will say is just the love you feel when you have a child. You know, people say it all the time. It's unconditional. It's a love you've never felt, and it's absolutely true. There's a reason why, you know, everybody says that, and it's because of that feeling and because of that love, you're so much more willing to go through all of the hardships and all of the learning and the quote unquote sleepless nights and everything, because you were caring for and loving and doing everything for this little baby that you created. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. Like she said, a lot of emotions, a lot of learning, a lot of obstacles to overcome, and you're always on parent duty. Your baby doesn't just stop being a baby. Your baby's here, so
it's a full-time job.
It is a full-time job, and while it is overwhelming, it is so rewarding that it makes it so worth it. I can't stress that enough, and we're a month in, and I can't wait for the rest of our life with him, and to see him grow. I'm not ready for him to grow up too fast, but it's already happening. He's a month in, and I can already see him getting a little thicker, starting to weigh a little bit more, and he's growing as per usual. Babies lose a lot of their birth weight that first week, so by week 2, doctors like to see them back at that birth weight, and he was back at his birth weight. So he's measuring extremely healthy. He's eating very much, a lot. And,
he does.
He's a funny little boy.
Okay.
But
big old booger.
Oh yeah, look at that. Let's get this napkin here. Man, that's like one of my boogers.
Oh, no.
Any other advice I could recommend would be, if you can do shifts. That helps with people who like to have a routine. I was actually talking to one of my coworkers. He's having twins as his first babies, and I was realizing as I was talking to him, I was like, yeah, this advice may not be as applicable to you. I don't know how you would do that, but take it with a grain of salt and just try to, I don't know. I applaud anybody going through twins, especially at the first.
Gosh,
that's incredible. But I would say, if possible, run shifts. Like Megan said, do not be afraid to accept help. Or even ask for help. Exactly.
Yeah. And every baby is different. Every pregnancy is different. Every parenting style is different. So what works for us may not work for you or may not work for your neighbor.
Right.
So also keep that in mind. Don't compare yourself to Becky down the street who has everything perfect, blah, 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 blah. Your child has a perfect life. In their eyes, their life is absolutely perfect. You may not think it's perfect, but they're so young, they're not going to remember anything that goes on. Take everything with a grain of salt. What advice people have to give you. Granny and Uncle Jay are going to have everything in the world to tell you and say, oh, I did this back in my day. Take it with a grain of salt.
And on that note, the age-old thing you always hear is that get your sleep now, you're not going to get sleep, or
that's so stupid to me, because are you supposed to bottle it up, the sleep, and save it?
That's what I'm saying. People don't realize the harm or the negativity that comes from that, but there is a lot. So ignore that. There is obviously some truth to it. Sleep is not going to be the same as it was before you had a baby, but everything we've been talking to, moms, if you're pregnant, like Megan was about to say,
you're not even getting much sleep anyway. So
well, you're gonna have to use the bathroom.
At least you have a baby.
So don't let that scare you at all. Like I said, everything you do for this baby and everything the baby gives you is so rewarding that it just makes it so worth it. Last piece of advice would be, don't shy away from a dirty diaper. If you never changed a diaper before, just dive right in, get messy, accept it. You're gonna get poop and pee all over you. I remember the first time his little rubber hose was spraying all over me, and it was just like, I got pee in my mouth, but I love him so much. It just makes it so worth it. It was close. It went
he did not get pee in his mouth.
Dodged it.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I say that jokingly but serious. I never changed a diaper in my life. He hasn't. From a lot of the guys and friends that I've talked to, that's something that men just don't really want to do or think about or care to do, but just dive right in, accept it. The baby, you love your baby so much that it doesn't matter. Like I said, he can poop all over me, and I have a smile on my face and ready to change the diaper. Come here, little munchkin.
Life has been great as parents. I would not trade this life for anything in the absolute world. Just looking at him and watching him grow and learn and get bigger is just so rewarding. And I can't believe he's already a month old.
No.
Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or any video suggestions, drop them in the comments below. As always, like, subscribe, share, push notifications on. Make sure you share to all your friends and your family and everybody. in your diapers, and the Kroger cashier.
Mm-hmm.
Or Publix, if you have a Publix.
Or Aldi, or Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Walmart, anywhere you shop.
Target. We forgot Target.
Oh, wow.
Peace and blessings.